Okay,
Well, we've got some
questions.
great questions today. Betty writes, when someone passes away, does their spirit go to heaven with Jesus, or does the person sleep until Jesus comes to earth again?
Betty, thank you for that question. There's not one word in the Bible about soul sleep. Jesus said to the thief on the cross, "This day you will be with me in paradise." Paul said, "I'm in the strait betwixt two, whether to depart and be with the Lord or to remain in the flesh, which is needful to you." There is no purgatory, there is no soul sleep, there's no intermediate stage, there's no purification. It's now you live, then you're either with him or you're in the other place. That's it. Okay?
Irene writes, I bought a piece of property a few years ago, and then tragedy hit my life. I need my lakefront land to sell, and I've asked God to release it. However, it remains unsold, and I'm starting to get discouraged after 2 years. I'm sure God would not want us to just let it go back to the bank. Do you think I should let it go and hurt my credit some more? Any advice or encouragement you can offer is appreciated.
Well, I think I don't know anything about your situation, so you're asking me to make an opinion without adequate facts. But if I were you, I would get yourself a realtor, and I'd get a new realtor with the one that's there. He's obviously not doing a good job. You need to market that thing, and as
You
they
might have
say,
to take a loss.
put some lipstick on the pig and see what you can do with it.
I mean, lakefront property.
Oh, yeah, if it's a good lake. I don't know if it's a piece of swamp, but if it's a nice lake, I mean, that's very valuable. Waterfront property is very valuable, and you can have something on it. So just play with it and find out from somebody that knows the market. Are you pricing it too high, or is there something you need to do to dial it up? You need to cut some weeds down. I mean, how do you make it pretty? They call it curb appeal for a house to make it desirable. And more than anything, you need to pray over it, make it desirable. The Lord will do that for you.
Amen,
All right.
amen. Well, a viewer writes, I've been married for almost 9 years. We have a fabulous relationship with typical ups and downs. However, over our marriage, there have been times when I feel God telling me to watch out, pay attention, and be aware of my husband and him possibly getting too close to other women emotionally, flirtatiously, or physically. I do not feel he has cheated on me, yet had I not been listening to God's voice and brought it to my husband's attention and also prayed about it, I think situations could have gone too far. In your opinion, do you believe the Lord can give us adultery warnings so in turn we can stop something from happening before it's too late?
Look, I guarantee you, if you keep that attitude up, you're going to have an adulterous situation. That is outrageous. Outrageous to be monitoring, always scared that something. You know, Job said, I feared a fear and it came upon me. You start sending projections to your husband in your mind. I'm going to catch you. I'm going to catch you. I'm watching over you. Come off it. The projection you want to have is, I love you, we're together, and we're going to be together forever, and our marriage is going to get stronger, and that's what you project, is I love you, and what can I do to make my marriage stronger? Adultery, oh, please. That's not the attitude anybody ought to have. You have it and you'll get it. I promise it. Don't do it.
All right. Amber writes, I recently got a divorce for the safety of me and my children. My husband and I have 3 girls ranging in ages 4 years old to 2 months old. My husband has been battling with drug and alcohol addiction and has been abusive to me, and I had to secure a restraining order against him. I love him dearly and pray for him constantly, but know that this has gone on too long. Is it foolish of me to hope and pray that we may be together as a family again?
You know, basically, how can I tell you what's foolish for you to pray for? I don't know what's in your heart, and I don't know what's in your husband's heart, but if I were you, that thing, he's broken the relationship, and I use the term constructive desertion. He's made it impossible for you and your children to live with him. He's dangerous, and you really should get a restraining order, and you should get a legal degree of separation. And you could tell him, if you want to be redemptive, you know, I love you, but this thing is too scary, and unless you get treatment and you get sober and you get clean and you're clean and sober for a year or whatever period, I can't live with you. But in the meantime, move out. You're in danger.
All right, John writes, with Mother's Day coming up, I hope you address this issue. I was abused by my mom growing up, and she did this deceitfully while my dad was at work. She was just as manipulative as Jacob and Esau's mom. My dad had no idea of what was really going on until years later when I had the courage to tell him after I knew my mother couldn't do anything to me in retaliation. My father was not at fault and did the best he could to raise me, and he did it alone, even when he was married to my mom. How am I supposed to listen to my pastor only talk about how good moms are on Mother's Day when mine clearly wasn't?
Well, most moms are good. We want to love our mother. I had a sweet praying mother. God bless her. I mean, you know, her prayers for me were a great factor in my life. So that's a good mom. I don't know what an abusive mom is like. I didn't have one, and I had a loving, wonderful mother. So I honor mothers. But if you had an old battle axe for a mother and she was cruel to you and mean, and they're cruel, nasty women in this world. And
well, I always think about, you know, one of the Ten Commandments is honor your parents. It doesn't say honor your parents if they were nice. It just says honor your parents.
It means, Tameo, it means to give weight to them. I mean, you give weight to the fact that there's only one person who bore you in her womb, and that happens to be your mother. That part is honor. In terms of sanctifying her and she's Saint Teresa or whatever, I mean, if she's not, she's not. And you don't have to create some fiction because your pastor says all these flowery things. Well, if he's got a congregation of 300 or 400 people, and he doesn't want to insult the women and say you're all mean and cruel. He wants to exalt them because most mothers are very sacrificial, very hardworking, and very loving. And we honor them on Mother's Day, period. As far as you had a bad mother, I'm sorry. But you don't have to, do not create some fiction and try to, you know, purport a lie. You don't lie.
Love her from a distance.
Well, I mean, she's probably dead. I don't know if she's still alive, but whatever. I mean, give honor, give weight to the fact there's only one person who had you in her womb, and that was your mother, like it or not. All right.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Pat.